Hey guys, Creator Cuber here. Today, I'm going to be showing you my top 5 tips for how to prepare for an online competition. These tips also work for real life competitions, which probably won't happen for a while, but still. Really quick before we start the video, I just want to say, quickly hit that subscribe button and comment down below saying that you subscribed, and I'll try to respond to as many of you as I can. Skip to the timestamp on screen, probably somewhere up there, in order to skip this little segment. Before we begin, I just want to talk about comment bots. So recently, there have been a lot of comment bots on my channel, and I keep removing them and stuff, but they keep coming, and I've added a few extra rules to the channel, that way they soon stop. So basically, how they work is they just keep coming in with random accounts, and they keep saying, basically they're trying to get you to click on their channel so that they get more views, and they might even hack you. So whenever I see them, I try to remove them as quickly as possible. Sometimes I can't get to them right away. So if you see one, report it and remove it. Do not click on their channel or like the comment or anything, as that could lead to you getting hacked. Just report and remove, and then move on, and that could help keep the comment sections of these videos safer, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So now let's actually get into the tips. Okay guys, so my first tip actually pertains to setup. So how you set up before an online competition. So what I like to do is I have a few devices. So what I do is I use my computer to, I put my computer on one side to set up for watching the live stream and stuff, and then actually competing. Or no, I just use it to set up the live stream and stuff, or for sometimes I do calls with my friend while I'm doing it. That way, because he also cubes and he does it too. Sometimes I do that. So I use my computer for that, and then I use my iPad, I use the iPad to actually compete and stuff, and then I use my phone to film, because I want you guys to see it as well. Also, if you're faster than 14 seconds on 3x3, I don't know the times for the other events, but if you're faster than 15 seconds on 3x3, then consider filming your solves, that way you can get into future rounds. So my tip is to set up at least 30 minutes prior, if not even earlier, so you have more time to warm up. That way, you're prepared and you're not frantically searching for a cube or anything right before you have to do it. So yeah, that's the first tip. Okay guys, so my second tip is to keep track of all of your mains. So basically, the worst feeling, this mainly applies to people with more cubes rather than less cubes, because then they can actually lose cubes by not knowing where they are and stuff. But this tip is to keep all your mains close by. That way you don't lose them. So I know a lot of people have just giant cubing shelves. Just keep your mains, for me, my desk has this little elevated platform right here. So I just keep all my mains up here. It's pretty good. I can just reach over, grab one whenever it's my turn to do that event. And yeah, it helps just make sure you know where all your events are, where all your puzzles are whenever you need them. And it really helps, keep the flow of the competition going. Okay guys, so quickly before we move on to the next tip, I want to give a huge shout out to Cubophile. They were the shout out winner from last video, and if you want to win a shout out just like this, then be sure to stick till the very end of the video, and I'll tell you exactly how you can win one. It's very simple, so stay tuned for that. Now let's get on with the tips. Okay guys, so my third tip actually pertains to warming up your hands. One of my videos in the near future is going to be about top 5 ways to warm up your hands before you start solving. So stay tuned for that. Click the subscribe button below and hit the bell to be notified when that video comes out. But basically, it's about warm-up. So what you want to do is you want to allot yourselves at least 30 minutes, or at least 15 minutes before the competition starts to just warm up your hands. Because if your hands aren't warmed up, then your times won't do well, or your times won't be good, so then you won't do good in the competition. And nobody likes that. So I'm just going to give you a tip now when you're warming up. If you only have 15 minutes, don't do just solves. Try other warming up methods, like putting your hands in warm water for a little bit, and that should warm your hands up a lot quicker than just doing solves. Because if you just do solves, it takes a good 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes before your hands are actually fully warmed up. But if you have the time, then completely go for it. You're fine. So yeah, that's my third tip. Be sure to stay warmed up. Okay guys, so this fourth tip mainly pertains to cubing at home and probably a lot of other competitions. But how these competitions work is generally they will basically give you the list of events. You just sign up for the competition, but you don't have to actually sign up for events like in real WCA competitions. So then, after you sign up for the competition, when it comes time to solve, you have, like, you're put on the spot to choose whether you want or not you want to do an event. So, like, let's say they're on the stream and they just go, okay, next up is 5x5. So, next up is 5x5, you grab your 5x5, but at this point, you're not sure if you want to do it. But generally, they have a only 20 minutes to actually do the event. So be sure you're wary of that time limit and make sure you know what you're doing. So, before you actually start solving. Because, like, if you average, like, 5 minutes on 5x5, you're not going to do an average of 5 in 20 minutes. So it'll take a lot longer, so in that case, you might not want to do the average. But if it's a quick event like 2x2 where you average, like, 6 seconds, then, yeah, definitely go for it. So you have to just be wary of your times before you start doing an event. Okay, guys, so my fifth and final tip is to keep your mains clean. So, for example, the worst feeling, or one of the worst feelings at a comp, right, is when you go up to solve, or you start solving in the morning, and you realize that your cube is, like, sluggish and stuff, and, like, it needs a new setup, and you just don't have the time to do it, because, like, 3x3 starting then, so you can't do it then. So what I like to do is I like to take a box. So, for example, my YJ-MGC 4x4 box, it's perfect because it has a cover like this that goes on top of it, and then you can just, okay, I'm sorry to do this. So you can just put it down, because then that makes it hard for dust to get in. So what I like to do is I like to put my two most important mains in the box, my 3x3 and my 4x4. That way they don't get dusty, and I can keep solving on them at high speeds for a lot longer, and I won't have to set them up as often. But what I do like to do, like to go hand in hand with this tip, keep a box that's full of, like, all the necessities close to you. So I just use this GAN 354M, the box set, or like the little plastic case that my GAN 354M came in. And all I have in here, I'm going to put it on here, that way you can see it better, is just a bottle of lube in case I need to speed them up really quick before I start solving. And then I just have two boxes. One of them has, like, extra springs, extra magnets. I don't know why I need them, but just in case. And this one has, like, screwdrivers and stuff, and, like, dual adjustment system tools. That way, if somehow something goes wrong with your cube, you can always just fix it on the spot, and you don't have to worry or, like, ask if anybody else has the tool with them. So you'll always be prepared. So yeah, guys, those are my 5. Guys, check out this video right here on how to stay motivated to keep cubing during quarantine. Because cubing, staying motivated to do stuff during this time when there's no competitions is really hard. So in that video, I'll go over 5 really easy ways to just stay motivated so you keep going and don't stop just because of that.